And slow and gentle, so don't worry. So what we're going to do is from here is just extend our arms. So leave your feet where they are, hip distance. Let your hands be like 1.5 to 2 feet in front of you. Leave your feet in the center of the mat, please. Everybody walk your feet to the center of the mat, hip distance. And then stretch out beyond the edge, the front edge of the mat. So you're nice, long V shape in the body. So we're going to do a little happy dog where we let ourselves do loop-de-loops, figure eights, explore and experience that wiggle in the hips and the swing. It's like your best buddy helping you lift the sit bones towards the sky. So you're getting your own personal assistant with the swing. And if at any time it feels uncomfortable, you're welcome to take a break, but just try and stick with it. We'll just do a few more minutes, okay? So we're going to inhale, pull forward, arch and open. We're going to just be intimate today. Exhale, round in. So this is like a cat-cow and a down dog got together. So round in and pull your navel towards the sky. So we're just undulating the spine. Inhale, lift. Look up. Exhale, round in. Squeeze the navel up. Inhale, lift. Let that feel good. There you go. Perfect. Exhale, round in. So really round your back here like the cat. Right? Inhale, lift. Meow. Cat's meow. Right? Exhale, squeeze the belly up towards the sky. Okay, really good. From here, we're going to walk our feet to the back of the mat, finally, and drop onto our forearms. When we drop onto our forearms, this is our first real floating position. Now, we're just going to float here, 1 foot off the ground, so don't fly away. So when we drop our forearms down, our feet will come up.
Is it okay for my forearms to wait?
Well, if you pull your feet up, it's a pivot point at the hips. So when your forearms come down, your legs come up. So just play with it. Bring your forearms down, just bring more weight into the upper body. Yeah. Both feet, honey. Both feet. 1 foot off the ground.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Look how close you are to the ground. Just rotate so that your forearms come down and your feet will come up 1 foot.
Why can I not do it?
You'll do it. Don't worry about it. So just calm, tranquilo.
Will you hold my feet?
Okay. No, I'm not going to hold your feet, but I am going to ground your upper body. There you go. Okay? There you go. Okay? It's okay. You're just going to shift this a little bit lower onto the hips. You're fine. Just enjoy it. Don't bring
there
your...
we go.
Thank you. There you go. I just ground you out a little bit, and it helps. So your feet stay level with the hips or lower, okay? Right there. Yeah. All right, so we're not used to this much pressure on the hips, so just be really slow and gentle about it. But this is our floating leaf, so just enjoy the sensation of floating. Bring your forearms down, let your feet come no higher than the hips, and then bend the knees. Bend the knees and bring the feet together. Okay, so when you bend the knees and bring the feet together, you can clasp your hands together. So make a triangle with your hands and your elbows. Okay. So we're pushing our forearms into the ground. Yep, you got it now.
Awesome.
And then remove the mask. It's bothering you. You're going to take a mask break. And then you're going to bring the crown of the head to the ground. Okay? So push the top of your head into the earth, and then you let yourself float there. So this is our first real inversion, and you guys all just gracefully got into a headstand. Push the crown of the head to the ground. So just relax for a second, honey.
It's just on my hips.
Well, let me help you. Okay, just relax down. Bring your head down. Forearms down. Okay. Forearms down. Okay. We're going to let your knees come up a little bit higher. A little bit higher. A little bit higher. Come on, don't resist against me. I'm going this direction. So your head can come down. Push your head down. So a little bit better? Come on out whenever you need. Just take a break. We're going to show everybody how to come into a cocoon after this so that we can just take a break. So head's going to come down. There we go. Through the side body. So arms relaxed. There you go. There you go. Now your head touches down. Just take a break whenever you need. If you can stay for 3 more minutes, we're going to relax into our headstand. And for people who don't normally do headstand, this is a great way to practice. So So when the knees come down, the head comes up. When the knees come up, the head comes down. So we're learning the pivot points in the body. You doing okay? It looks great. I just want to make sure it feels good. Does anybody need my help? Yeah, okay. I'm coming. I'll rotate around and help everybody, but pull your knees together, feet together.
Is that why my head there? Now,
Isn't that amazing?
The ground. It
Well,
wasn't touching
what we're doing is we're learning some physics in the body, and at first it can be a little bit awkward because we've never done it before, but we're learning how to pivot at our hips. And this is a part of the body that we don't always work from, so it's going to be brand new. You're doing great. You feel okay? All right. Let's put the knees together. Together. Right. So, do you normally practice a headstand? You're doing really good. Just pull your knees down towards the earth more and it'll lift. There you go. Now your body's a little bit more in alignment, right? Your elbows could come in a little bit tighter. Oh, I'm sorry, not towards the center of the mat. There you go. And so you can stack a little bit better. Really good. So we don't have to be in a perfect line, but when we're more experienced in a headstand, we can play with the balance. Right now, I want everybody to just be as mellow as possible. So elbows in a little bit tighter. Really nice. So this is the most powerful pose in yoga. It's called the king of all postures. But it can be really hard to come in and out of it. Right? So this gives us some grace and ease in coming into something as challenging as a headstand. And this is a challenging pose. Like I said, this is probably the most we'll do today, but we'll see how it goes. And so I'm going to talk you guys in and out of the pose nice and slow, so follow along, okay? The first thing we're going to do is extend our feet towards the ground, so make your legs nice and heavy. Everybody bring your feet down towards the ground. Okay, we're still on our forearms. Let's go nice and slow. So as we bring our feet down, then we can extend our arms out in front of us and touch down. Okay, once our feet touch down, then we expand in our arms so that we can be shoulder distance. So always shoulder distance with the arms, and then press your palms down, press back, and then we landed in our happy dog. Wag your tail, right? Yay, we made it. we recovered from our headstand. And that sensation of burning and tearing in our hips is normal. That's our free rolfing session. That happens. It's very intense. All right, you can come up whenever you're ready, but we're going to try angel wings. Okay, so you're going to walk forward, walk forward, walk forward. Now, if you can come up through the same position where we push our hips forward, nice, yes. You have to push your hips forward to come up. That's all right. It's all right. It's a tough one. And then we can high five. Good job. You missed. Hold on to the swing and come on out. Woo. All right, so this might feel a little different now. So everyone feel your hips like pulsing in the space. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of the science behind the swing and what we're actually working with in the body. We can put our masks back on if that's helpful. Okay, get all jazzed up, all super fresh. So what's happening is we're working with these two major hubs that are connected to our nervous system. You guys can see me okay back there? Doing okay? Great. So we have the pathway through the vertebrae of the cervical spine, the C7 joint, and then we have the pathway through the sacrum here. And these two tend to get very congested, but it's actually coming from the front of the body. So the more that we can lift our sternum and open up our chest, as well as open up the front of the hips, then we're going to start to wring out that tension that lives in the lymphatic system. So that feeling of sensitivity, like it's a balloon with too much air in it, and then if we press on it, we're like, ah! So that sensitivity is really, really common for the first, let's just say, couple months of practice. And then some sort of miraculous thing happens where you actually start enjoying it after that, and it feels good. But has anybody here got rolfing done before? Rolfing? Anyhow. It's a really intense feeling of stretching the connective tissue and stretching the fascia. So doesn't it kind of feel like that with the swing? Yeah. And we're using gravity to open the body. And the good thing about that is we get to adjust how much sensation that we have. So whenever we need to come out, we take a little break, and then we revisit it. And every time it like releases the pressure valves a little bit more. But some sort of like intense feeling or intense reaction is really common, and then I promise you it gets easier with time. Okay? Let's go ahead and start with the swing behind our back again. So we're going to put it underneath our arms, nice and low. Okay? When we lean back, we're going to go ahead and come through our sumo squat. We can do it a little bit faster. This time, feet to the front of the mat, knees open wide. Just let yourself hang. Feel free to take a break whenever you need, whether that be a potty break or a little sip of water or anything like that. It's all 100% okay. Okay. And then we're going to hug the swing. So we're going to talk about our hooks. So this is one hook that we're creating here, right? We keep our elbows bent. If we brought our arms in, we would fall out, right? So we don't do that. No, no, no. This is yeah. So we always wrap our arms around and hug, right? This is a really important thing, is that we always have at least one anchor. So you can see we're holding on under our arms. And then what we're going to do is use the leg loops now, these little puppies hanging on the sides. We're going to keep hugging, first thing. Both hands will grab for one leg loop. Let's all start with the left, okay? If the leg loops are too high, it's going to be hard to get the foot in there. So I'm going to actually bring this down one for you before we even try. We can always bring them up if they're too low, but most of the time they wind up being a little bit too high for new folks. Everybody else, you're like, oh. You're like, I'm going to get my foot in there. Okay. Yeah, maybe. So let's go ahead and just bring them down low. If you look okay, but they're not the same, though. Will you make those the same? You're doing good. And then I'll bring yours down one, just in case. Do you mind if I lift? There we go. Awesome. So I'm bringing them a little bit low, just eyeing it up, because there you go. Thank you. That looks good. Carrie's pretty seasoned, so hers are pretty high, but she might want to bring them down one. So again, thank you guys. We're all back in our sumo squat, hugging, hold on to the left. Now we're going to use the strength of the arms, all that arm strength that we built up, to get the leg in there, and then the leg loop behind the knee. So pull up, and then karate chop that puppy up in there. You can do it. Pull down. Pull down strongly. There you go. One way or another, get it. We'll work on our core strength and how we can do that with like a little bit more ease. So arms stay wrapped around. Grab for the second one. We're going to float, right? Our first floating pose. Kick the leg up in and then put it behind the knee. All right. Good job. So this is called chillaxin pose. So in our chillaxin pose, we're going to go ahead and support the back of the neck, right? This is the chillaxin arms. Keep the hips heavy. Just open up the heart. Head relaxed back. If you can keep your hips heavier than normal, that would be really great, because we tend to push the hips up if there's tension in the lower back. So heart open, hips relaxed, head leans back. So just lean back into it a little bit more, Brittany, so you get that big yeah. So we're arching from our upper thoracic. Great job, Blanca. That looks amazing. Good job. Clasp the hands behind the back of the neck. Yeah, support the head. So chillaxin is our number one relaxation pose. We're going to hang out here for a little while. Just to give you a sense of our flow, we'll have about another 40 minutes of activity, and then we'll have a nice long shavasana. So I'll show you how to get into the swing and take a little snooze, a little break if you ever feel like it's too much. It should be good enough to do the entire practice with variations. I'll give you guys many different ways to use the swing as we go along. So just let me know if you need anything. So from this position, if we push one knee down and then the other knee down, we create a little swagger from side to side. Let's just see if we can be in our own space and go ahead and close our eyes. And with our knees bent, I think we all fit. I think we'll all be okay. Just let yourself sway it out. So this simple action of swinging from side to side starts to stretch the connective tissue, particularly that stickiness that lives along the waistband. If we drop our hips and open our heart, then we can start to loosen up that tightness along the ribs and side body. You guys feel that just from swinging from side to side? Start to feel that open. So we're just playing and having fun, but we're getting all this benefit that happens in the body. This is one of my favorite poses. All right. So just in case we need a break, I'm going to show you how we can get in our cocoon from here. We're going to come back and do some chill flow. We're going to reach forward for our knees and slide up the leg loops as high as we can. So yeah, so we reach for our knees. Keep your arms hugging around. reach for your knees. There you go. Slide up the leg loops. This is how we know we're on our leg loops. We're going to pull ourselves up to stand, bring our feet down towards the ground, and then we're going to come into our high diver. So it's like we have our little diving suit on, right? Yeah, wiggle it up into the comfy spot. We're going to get our toes forward, all the way forward. There you go. Thank you. Walk it forward. And then we're going to hug around the swing and bring our hands to prayer. There we go. Perfect. Let us pray that it all goes well. So from here, we can push our arms forward and then open up into a skydiver, right? So in our skydiver position, we can tee our arms, push our hips forward. I know it's a little uncomfortable in there. We're not used to that much pressure in the groin, but I swear in time it'll definitely help loosen up all that stickiness. Okay, if we lift our toes out to the side, we can fly. There you go. Hands forward towards me if you can. So cool, Jesus, thumbs up. So can your hands be in line with your shoulders? Can you look? Can your thumb be in line with your... Yeah, there you go. Aha. And then we're going to bend the elbows. Bend the elbows. Good. This is our first flying butterfly position. Keep pushing your hips down towards the ground. Maybe you wiggle from side to side to get the leg loops into a better spot. Yeah, there is a sweet spot. Yeah. I swear there's a spot that feels better than the others, and the bottoms of the feet can push together. Happy feet. There you go. So in our flying butterfly position, we can flutter. We can bend from side to side. Let the head and heart be heavy, and just enjoy gravity stretching you. Now, our hook is at our elbow crease again, right? So we want to keep our arms nice and strong. Besides that, we can relax the whole torso and the rest of the body. All right, from here, you're wondering how we come out, I'm sure. So we're going to bring our feet down, so they're going to be wide and on the center of the mat. Very good. So we use our arms to pull ourselves up. Very good. And then you lean back. Now, when you lean back, I want you to try and see if you can spread the swing out. So get in your taco. So get in your taco while you're here. See what I mean? Let your swing spread out. That's why we did all that taco business in the beginning. You're like, tacos. We'll be serving margaritas. Okay, once you get in your taco, I want you to go ahead and get a handful of your swing so you can pull it underneath you. So then, yes, once you pull it down, spread it out to your knees, and when you sit down, you can bring your leg loops back down to push your leg loops back down to the knees. Get your swing more under, yep, that will happen. So you got to get enough material underneath you so that you can sit down into it. Aubrey, come help our friend here, Blanca, get a handful so that we, maybe it's just that swing.
Oh, right.
It's just the swing. There you go. You got it, honey. So when you sit down now, you can push the leg loops back down to your knees. The leg loops can come down. Push those to the knees. Leg loops down. Yeah, there you go, honey. Okay, go ahead and lean back so your head's in there. Right, so support the neck, which is really nice. I want you to just cross your arms over your chest and just take a breath. Oh my goodness. Feels so good to land, right? We're in our cocoon. Now, if anybody would like to spread their leg loops out, just to test out the equipment, you can bring the leg loops from the heel all the way from the arch of the foot. You can stretch it to the back of the knee, and then you have our little stirrups on. So both legs can be extended. The hips can be heavy and relaxed as long as we're supported. Our head is heavy and relaxed, supported, and then we can give ourselves a hug. Okay, this is just a little sample of our Shavasana. So it's just the snooze. Don't get too crazy. We're definitely going to come out and do a little bit more activity, but I wanted to at least show you how to relax if you need to. Okay, 5 more deep breaths, and then we'll move on to a little bit more. So I wanted to show you how to get into a cocoon if you were ready to come in. No problem. Yeah. All right, close your eyes and drop in. Let it feel good to hang. the swing gets to hold you and cradle you and love you up. You're here in the practice. Whenever you need a break, it's 100% okay. To get into the womb, start to feel the nurturing and nourishment come back into the body. The entire being, not just our physical body, but our mental, emotional, and spiritual body gets a reset. The more that we can rest and relax into the practice, the greater the benefit. So we don't want to have to work so hard or force it. We want to really find that rhythm where we can leverage our power and energy. So we're playing smarter and not harder with age. So give yourself one more big hug. Send a wave of gratitude over your whole being for showing up, for doing such a good job. Breathe that energy down to your toes and then all the way up to your fingertips and the crown of the head. And then I want you to bring your arms up over your head. Okay, wrap your arms around the outside of the swing so your shoulders are going to give birth. You're birthing out the back here. All right, over your head. Bring your arms up over your head. Is anyone can help her? Okay, cool. And so once your arms are out, you're going to reach towards your knees. There you go. You got it. All right. There we go. Giving birth can be a little uncomfortable, so take your time with it. So when we reach for our knees, we're going to slide up as high as we can. There you go. You got it. Bring your hips up, right? So we're doing a wide straddle. Really good. So reach up as high as you can. And then if you lift your hips just for a second, then you're going to land it in our chillaxing pose, but with extended legs. Pull your hips up. Yeah, pull your hips up. There you go. You got it. One way or another, we get there. There you go. All right. So just like our chillaxing, we're going to shift from side to side, but this is called windshield wipers when we have straight legs. I believe that we all fit. So Megan, I just want you to shift back so the swing goes underneath the heart, a little bit further down so it doesn't bother your armpits so much. And then drop your hips once you get the swing nice and low. Perfect. That looks great, guys. We support our head. This is the we practice. We have maximum fun as we get to go back into our playground space and just sway from side to side. Just be mindful of your neighbors. You don't want to have any startling kicks in the back of the head. So the person that you can see, you're responsible for. If they can't see you, they don't know what's coming. All right, great. So let's go ahead and bend the knees. Let's bend the knees and bring the bottoms of the feet towards one another. So this is like swing Baddha Baddha, Baddha Konasana. Our hands are going to be on our knees, right? So we push our feet together, knees open wide. Get a nice stretch through the hips. Really good. Maybe massage out the legs while you're there. If they're feeling a little tight in the hips. And then I want you to reach forward for the leg loops again. See if you can squeeze and bunch up the leg loops. Yeah, might feel a little thick, but go ahead and do your best. Push the hips up towards the sky and lean back. Somehow I'm magically keeping my hat on. All right, this is called Flying Monkey. This is a great stretch for the front of the chest, front of the neck. Exhale, go ahead and sink your hips down. I know, feels so good. Open up, don't let go, open up. So if your leg loop came off, honey, you're just gonna like bring it back down and make it even with the other side. Hook the heel so it doesn't slide up. All right, ready? We're gonna do one more. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Push the hips towards the sky and lean back for Flying Monkey. Oh, so good. Stretch, stretch, stretch the front of the body. Exhale, sink the hips down. Keep holding on. I know your hands are a little tired. You can do it. Okay, just stay here and flex your feet back if you're happy. Okay, if you want to go a little further, try some bicep curls. So wide straddle bicep curls. Reach up a little bit higher for it to be easier. I know. It is supposed to be hard. So do 3 or 5 or 10 if you can. No, just do a couple. And after that, we're going to do our jazz hands. Oh, shake it out, shake it out. Do a rock star. Really good. I know, they're hard too. Good job. All right, so we're going to sway from side to side, and now we're really going to add our maximum amount of play. Sync up with your neighbors. So swing your arms, swing your legs. Stretch, stretch, stretch in all directions.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oops, sorry. Oops. Really good.
I'll do
All right. Okay. Fantastic. All right, let's do a little bit of a flow here. So we're going to
so you guys can see me. So wide straddle T. So our star position is opening up our heart and leaning back. Okay, star. From star, squeeze the legs together. Bring the hands to prayer around the swing. So hug the swing. Push your hips up towards the sky and lean back. So another big stretch through the front of the body. This is called reverse namaste. And so now we're going to try a little back bend. Hold on to the swing. Let your upper body be heavy. Let the swing slide into the waist. And the head's going to point down towards the ground. So the swing is supporting at the hips. If anybody feels comfortable and can release their hands, you're going to swim your arms down and overhead. That might be a little too much, so just hold on to the swing if it's too much. All right. Swim the arms back around. Hold on to the swing. Pull yourself up to sit. Woo! You might get a little lightheaded there, too. That's really common. What we're going to do is bend our knees and switch back into our chillaxin and try one more chill flow. So we can do that with the legs extended, or we can do that while we have the knees bent. It's the same sequence, just a little bit harder with the legs extended. So we'll try it one more time. All right, so we're going to inhale to the arms. Let's exhale and hug the leg loops in and bow in for our floating child's. So in our floating child's pose, we're going to round our back. Pull our navel in and up towards the center of our core. And then when we blossom, we arch and open the heart. So long arms, long legs, superstar, shake it out, shake, shake, shake. And then exhale, come back into floating child's. Really good. Hug the leg loops in. Hug the leg loops, honey. So wrap your arms around. Yes, there you go. Round the leg loops. There we go. Thank you. So the swing might be eating your clothes. It's all just part of the deal. Inhale, go ahead and blossom for star. Long arms, long legs. Open, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then exhale, rest in child's pose. Now, if you feel like this is as far as you want to go for today, go ahead and continue to rest. For those that want to try the ladle position again, we're going to blossom open for star. Long arms, long legs. And then squeeze the legs together. Bring the hands to prayer around the swing. Okay? Push the hips up and lean back. So this is our reverse namaste. And then if we want to go into the back bend, we hold on to the swing. We let our head be heavy. The swing slides into the waist above the hips. And then from here, swing the arms up and over the head. Okay, so it's like we're pouring the gravy out from our toes through the front of the body to our fingertips. Super strong stretch. Let's inhale, swim up. Hold on to the swing. It's really nice. Does anybody need assistance in doing that one? Does anybody would like a little help? There are 3 of us here to help you. We're going to try one more with the bow pose. Just watch for the demo, and then we'll do it together. Okay? So from reverse namaste, we come into ladle. So once we're in ladle, we can bend our knees and swim our arms back for bow. Now, bow pose is really strong. So maybe you just reach back towards your ankles, and that's enough. Okay, make sure the swing is in the sweet spot, so it's right across the hips. You can make little adjustments there. If you can, mask. If you can hold on for bow, pull the feet away from the heart. And then when you're ready to come up, keep your mask on. You reach up, grab for the swing, and then come to sit. All right, let's try it again. Let's start with the swing nice and low. So start with the swing nice and low behind the heart. If it rides up, it feels uncomfortable. There you go, good. Inhale to the arms. Sink the hips down. Remember, chillax, and we sink our hips down. There we go, good. Hug the leg loops in. So bow in, bow in. Inhale, blossom for star. Exhale, squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands into prayer, lean back. Really good. So stay here if you're happy. You don't have to go any further, but if you want to try a back bend, hold on to the swing and slide down into ladle. So ladle is the swing slides down into the waist. The arms can come up overhead. Right, once they're overhead, bend the knees, swim back, hold on to the ankles. Push the hips towards the sky. And if you held on to your ankles, very good. You're welcome to pull the feet away from the heart to go a little bit deeper. Okay, great. Everybody come to sit in your chillaxin, and we're going to demo for you how we can buddy up, and we're going to help you come into a little bit of a deeper back bend. So sometimes back bends are easy for us, and sometimes they're not. Either way is 100% okay. So what we're going to do is just go through that sequence a couple times. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Should work out pretty well. We're going to do it twice. So either do it on your own or feel free to just hang out in the floating child's or whichever pose you like the most. But I'm going to show those guys how to do yoga massage with you. Okay? So go ahead and team up with her, and you're going to team up with her, and I'm going to team up with you. Okay? We're going to try it again. So you don't have to do anything but listen to my cues.
Okay.
So we're going to hang out in our chillaxin pose, so our hands are clasped behind our head. Why don't you go ahead and start back here, and then we'll do, you go ahead and hang out in chillaxin pose or whatever you'd like to do, but take a little break. All right, so you're going to slide underneath. This is for the training folks. They're going to buddy up with you and help you go deeper into the pose. So you're going to keep your hips heavy and your heart open.
Really like you guys.
Hips heavy and heart open. So heart open even more. Lift your sternum. Yeah, there you go. Hands right behind the back of the head if you don't mind. Right there. Perfect. So the first thing I'm going to do, you guys can see me okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to have one hand on the sacrum and one hand behind the heart, and I'm just going to rock them. So everybody's going to get a chance unless you don't want any contact today, which we totally respect. But if you want a little yoga massage, it feels really good. So is this okay?
Yeah.
Right? Not too much pressure?
No.
So I'm not actually like pushing her, you know, I'm just gently rocking her and being really slow and relaxed about it. Okay, so from there, you're just going to listen step by step, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to turn my toes out, my heels in, and both my feet are on her hips, and I'm now rocking her. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite her to push her hips towards the sky. My hands are going to come up, right? And I'm just going to keep inviting her hips towards the sky. Keep your chillaxin arms if you can. And then I'm just going to help her go a little bit deeper and push. Now her shoulders are going to land on my knees if all went well. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
Keep supporting your head. Tuck your chin a little bit more into your chest. Perfect. Now the first stretch I'm going to do, you can see me, Aubrey? Yep. Knees open wide. A little bit wider. There you go. I'm going to pull on her triceps and push her hips away. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Fantastic. And I might gently rock her from side to side if she's comfortable with that. So you're okay over there? Okay, great. So you guys, your knees are like on the inside, and I need them to be further on the outside for the next pose. So just bring your knees wide. Yes. Thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to invite our person to slide in. Don't lift your head so much as long as lifting your hips up. Lift your hips. Yeah, there you go. Wiggle it. Good. Now, if your person can slide in a little bit more, I'm going to have them release their clasp and keep their arms to the sides. Like that. Okay, good. And then if they're comfortable with it, with their arms up overhead, I'm going to give them a little bit of a deeper stretch. Okay? So let's go ahead and clasp the back of the neck. Relax your head for me. So all you need to do is relax.
Okay. Can I move it even farther down or just
Help you with your swing here.
Jen, my question is the swing supposed to stay in their middle back or to go down lower?
Well, it's supposed to go down to the hips. So
Awesome.
the idea,
Yay.
yeah.
She wants
a little
it.
high.
yeah. So lift one hip up and slide in. Yeah. The other hip up and slide in. Let's see here. Yeah, you're doing okay. As long as your back isn't too much of a stretch.
No.
Okay, good. So the idea is we want to make their back happy, right? So you guys are following along into your back then if you're comfortable doing it, or feel free to get into your cocoon if you want to break. All right, cool. So from here, this is going to be our last part if our buddy is up for it. Okay, so we're going to help them wrap their legs around. So you're going to bring your legs wide and around and hook them in the front of the swing. Go ahead and bring them wide and around. Right, wide and around. Both of them. What am I going to do? All right, we're going to do that next. Yeah, we'll do that next. Let's show you.
Oh.
Yes.
Is it that way?
Both. Yeah, both of them.
I probably can't.
I'll show you next time. We'll do it twice. All right, when we're ready to come out, you have your buddy reach up and grab for the swing. Reach up and grab for the swing. You're going to help their head up, and then they're going to come to sit and relax. So go ahead and help her. So reach up and grab for the swing. She's ready to come out now. Yeah. So Carrie, follow along. Reach up and grab for the swing, and then help her come up to sit. Cool. When she comes up to sit, she's going to come back into chillaxin arms. you go. Perfect. So does that feel way more open in your upper back right there? Yeah. Amazing. We'll do the inversion after we do a little demo. Our people are like, what? But we're going to help every person get into a deeper back bend if they would like, and then we'll all try an inversion with an assistant. But we're going to switch. Okay. Do you want to do a back bend?
Thank you.
You don't have to. No. No. Do you want to do a back bend?
Okay.
No. Okay, good. Would you like to do a back bend? Okay, great. So why don't you guys go ahead and practice on them one more time if you want, and I'm going to practice on you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't want to do another back bend, it's 100% okay. But I just want you to follow along, and I'm going to give them instruction again.
Sure.
So do you remember the
different
chillaxing
experience.
arms where we clasp our hands and we do it? Perfect.
So
you guys, I just need there to be talking here and then like full attention because this is totally new, right? So we just want to follow step by step. And it's okay to ask your person if they need something, but then let's go back into working together. Okay, cool. So we're gonna have our person lean back. Yeah, keep the hips heavy. Yes. So we bring one foot on the bottom of the sacrum, and then one foot behind the heart, and then they're flaring their elbows out wide. And just relax. Go. So if there's tightness behind the heart, the foot right there is just gently helping them lift. Really good. And then the other foot at the sacrum is just guiding them to keep their hips heavy. So keep your hips a little bit more heavy. Drop your hips towards my foot. There you go. So there's a sweet spot and a balance between those two. And sometimes it can be difficult to find it, and helping out your buddy can feel really good. And if you don't want to go into the back bend, cocooning or just taking a break is 100% okay. So from our chillaxin pose, I'm going to bring my both feet onto the hips. And I'm still just rocking them. And from this position, I'm going to assist their hips further up towards the sky and just have them lean back. So lean back, lift your hips, lean back, lift your hips. Keep going, lift your hips. Lean back, lift your hips, lean back. All the way. Just sliding you in. It's feeling great. That was perfect. And so in this position, I'm going to let the clasp go. Our hands are going to come up over my head. Is your head okay? Okay, good. And I'm just going to give them a little tractioning. So I'm pushing their hips away, and I'm stretching the side body. Beautiful. Now if you can, is that okay? You tell me if it's too much. Yeah. It should feel good. We're creating more space so that there isn't any compression in their spine. And then, so Aubrey, we're going to follow along here. We're going to clasp behind the back of the neck. So they're going to stay relaxed if it's okay. Yeah. Knees open wide. See where my knees are? Okay. And so I push their hips away just gently. And then I pull on the back of the neck. Take nice deep breaths. Yeah. Does that feel okay? So we're creating length and space in the body. You're doing great. Do you know how to come into an inversion? Not really sure. That's all right. I'll help you next time. Now I'll have Carrie help you. So if your buddy can do this, great. If not, we'll go through it one more time. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep everything else as it is. You're going to bring your legs wide and wrap them around. Bring your legs wide and then wrap them around. There you go. Yes. And then in this position, I'm still holding her head. And then I'm going to just stretch her. So I'm going to push away with my toes and flexing that hip. Great. Such a good example. And then still tractioning back in there. Okay? If my person is like super flexy, I'm going to let you lean on me. There you go. Tuck your chin in. Yes. If my person's super flexy, I can actually lift them and slide in. You have to keep your knees open wide, honey. Knees open wide. Wide with knees. Yes, there we go. So then I can fully suspend her. But she has to give me something to push against. If her legs start to collapse, then I lose. But that's a really nice way to come into the acro-aerial version for the peaceful warrior. Okay, and then we're slowly going to come out. You're doing wonderful. Thank you so much. So the first thing you do is you're like, no, do it again. Do it again. We'll practice one more time. But we're going to have you reach up and grab for the swing in between your legs. So yeah, nice and low. And then you're going to bring your legs wide and out. And then I'm going to help you come to sit. Just come to sit. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody is comfortable going into an inversion by themselves. So it's a nice way to just have a buddy there. And if it goes too far, you can always reverse it and come out of it. Like you're going to land in your chillaxin pose. Yeah, chillaxin arms. Perfect. Take a nice deep breath. That was a really deep practice, right? Hips heavy, hips heavy. So I'm just reminding them to drop their hips and open their heart. So open the heart and drop the hips. Yes, it's totally different than what we're used to, you know. So we have to find that isolation in the body. You did a great job. Thank you. Isn't that really nice? So that's a little bit more advanced, but sometimes in a workshop we have some extra playtime. You want to try it? Yeah, you do. Okay. I'm going to show you before we go into the position how to bring the legs wide and everything, though, okay?
Okay.
But don't worry, I'm going to help you with this part. Would you mind if I videotaped you so we can use it as a demo? Only if you wear your mask. Okay, good. I really like your style, sister. All right, cool. Because we happen to be right here. So